You know what? I don't even give a damn that this movie got a 50 something percent on Rotten Tomatoes. It got a 90 something percent or around about their audience score, and I agree with that because I enjoyed this movie a lot, and it is even better on the big screen. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Okay, so I don't know where y'all live, but I'm actually curious. How many of you had this Netflix blockbuster released early in theaters before its official Netflix release date, which was, I believe, on the 22nd? Because, I mean, here in Australia, we got it released like around 7 to 9 days earlier and in theaters as well, which is kind of weird in a way, but the same thing happened with Red Notice, so I was cool with it. Unfortunately, though, I was busy last week and I caught a cold, which meant I watched this movie later than I would have liked because I wasn't feeling too hot. Can you still tell with my voice? So I'm going to make this review a bit shorter than it normally would be because it kind of feels like I'm losing my damn voice. But anyway, now, The Gray Man is a highly anticipated action thriller that is directed by the Russo brothers and Netflix's most expensive film to date. Where in one corner you've got Ryan Gosling as one of the CIA's top assets on a worldwide run from many highly trained assassins. And then in another corner, you've got Chris Evans as one of those guys, who's a funnyman, yet this badass and intimidating torture expert. Honestly, if you just went to see this movie for Ryan Gosling or Chris Evans or both, then I wouldn't blame you because that's exactly what I did and how the movie is marketed anyway. And I gotta say, this movie did not disappoint and even went above my expectations. But for a movie that's called The Gray Man, this movie sure is the opposite of that because it is a very flashy movie at certain times, and the cinematography is just gorgeous. It sure is a beautiful movie. And it is very reminiscent of those recent Hitman games, with the font design, the cinematography, the music, and the locations, and the action, which, I mean, those were some of the key aspects that made those games for me. So I love this movie much more because of that. And that's the thing, if you want to see Ryan Gosling be badass like a hitman or in a John Wick kind of scenario, then you won't be disappointed because that's what this movie is mostly about. And I'd say it's more for Ryan Gosling's character than Chris Evans' character. Even though it is marketed as Ryan Gosling versus Chris Evans, like that's what it's ultimately all about, but you get Ryan Gosling way more. Like it's not like an even scenario, where it's just about the characters that they play and that's it. And this movie has us traveling to so many different locations throughout the world. It's like a worldwide goose chase / marathon / joyride, whatever you want to call it. The action scenes are exhilarating, the chases were wild, and it is a very fast-paced movie, and watching it on a big screen with that loud-ass audio, Dolby surround sound, makes it even better. Like you're right there with the action. And it's 2 hours long, but it damn feels like 2 hours and a half long at least, just because of all the stuff that happens throughout the movie and the places that they go to. It's extremely fast paced. This movie does slow down at certain times though, sure, but it's like almost immediately after that, something action related always happens. The thing I love most about this movie though is that it has a bit of almost everything. Emotion, story, action, adventure, suspense, and a couple of badass showdowns, all in many different environments as well. I was surprised because this movie does pull on your heartstrings quite a bit with Ryan Gosling's character. You learn a lot about his backstory throughout the movie, which makes you feel a lot for him and the people he cares about as well. But honestly, enough of this talk about Ryan Gosling because I've got to hand it to Chris Evans as well. He can play a good guy pretty well, but he sure can play a bad guy just as good. He had this, I don't know, this like Italian mobster vibe going on with his accent, outfit, and his very unique mustache as well that has a lot of people talking. And I almost didn't recognize him from the movie poster because of that. Look, there's probably similar movies to this one and probably some that do it better, sure, But still, if you're looking for a very fun, action-packed adventure that is very fast-paced and most importantly is fun, especially if you're in it for Ryan, Chris Evans, or even Ana De Armas, or any of the other stars in this movie, then you'd be in for a good one. I'm going to give The Gray Man an A-. You know what I feel like? I feel like the upcoming movie that Brad Pitt stars in, Bullet Train, I believe, is quite similar to this one. It's going to be similar in the fact that it is going to be very fun, and it's essentially what this movie is all about, fun. But anyway, that's it. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Like and sub if you enjoyed, and as always, feel free to check out any of my previous videos. Until next time.